I'm 5 episodes.
Oh, should I watch it though?
Why you finished it already?
It's good.
I finished it when I was visiting my family. Like I was watching it each night. And going to bed.
The way you go through shows, bro, I cannot.
I don't understand it, Gary. How the fuck do you watch shows so fast?
He watched Game of Thrones in like 3 weeks.
I did.
All fucking 7 seasons.
How do you do that when you go to bed at 9:30?
Yeah, really. Like, I see you work 8 hours. You probably eat 3 hours out of the day, and then you go to the gym for like 2 hours.
You watch while you eat. You watch when you do cardio. On your phone. It works out pretty good.
I don't know, Gary.
Watch while you drive.
No, I don't do that.
No, the numbers are not adding up, Gary.
But
Gary reads a synopsis of everything and just says,
Why am I always compelled to like characters that are like laughable by other people? I don't know. There's something about me. I'm weird. I like the guy who's like the Aquaman spoof.
Deep.
Fucking douchebag. He's a complete douchebag.
Very first episode. Oh, so you wouldn't have done what he did, JD? No spoilers.
No.
You wouldn't have done
that. But his character just did you watch did you finish JD?
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah, his character's just kind of doofy and stuff, and it cracked me up when they sent him to Ohio. I was like, oh, that's funny. I was like,
hey, fucking spoilers.
Spoilers, dude. What a way to go there, Gary. It's the only streaming service I fucking have,
I said I'm episode 4. Calm the fuck down.
I watched half of episode 1, and he's already talking about what happens in the middle.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
That's good, Gary. Pissing everybody off.
I know. Ohio, right? I was just in Ohio this past weekend. It was good. It's a great place to be.
You know what you can spoil for me? That Fast and Furious spin-off. You can fucking spoil for me because I ain't watching that shit ever.
I wish I had Dust's shit from last night. The trash.
No, it's not trash. It's just what you expect it to be. You know, nothing more, nothing less.
Now, how was it, Gary? How was it? Did you enjoy it?
It was entertaining. I'm not going to say it was a good movie. There was a lot of tongue-in-cheek references to stuff in like each of their careers and like other movies that weren't related to this that you could pick up on. So it was like they didn't take it like too seriously. Mm-hmm. It's what it is.
They Scorpion Kinged it.
Yeah, and they referenced like some other movies.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking in there?
It wasn't quite that, but there's some other stuff, and there's some cameos that showed up, that actually surprised me that I didn't know. So I just found it very entertaining.
Who showed up? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
What about that dead guy's ghost? Was that in there?
That's so funny.
Wrong, Brian.
Was he the voice of one of the cars?
Yeah. Kit. It's Kit. It's the new Kit.
I mean, it's sort of when you think about it, right? Because like the dude killed Han, so it's like, so everything's all good now. Like he killed Han, it's all good. It's all good. Okay,
Han's probably not dead.
It's true, right? So you know a lot. You don't even admit it, right? As much.
No, but I figured it's just one of those movies. Like, just turn your brain off, enjoy what you're watching.
Yeah,
turn your brain off.
There was a few parts like you're gonna go, Gary's being too serious about it now, but I at least appreciated every movie has like, hey, something breaks and we need this smart person to fix it, right? So there's this machine that's broken, and someone else is trying to fix it who's never seen it before, and it's the state of the art, one of a kind piece of equipment. But at least when he was like dismantling it broken, he was like taking pictures of it while in pieces to see what it looked like, and then he was 3D printing like replacement pieces that had broken it. I don't know, it's like little details. I was like, okay, at least it fits the modern times, a little bit more. So
okay.
Because everybody's got a 3D printer handy.
I got one back. I got one back in my.
When you have
resources,
when you have a custom car shop that builds cars and bikes, it probably isn't unlikely that you're going to have a water jet printer to carve metal and stuff like that. So I don't know. Take it for what it is.
JD can't wait to watch it. Look at his face. He can't wait. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm saying, look at my lower third.
Yeah. So, all right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 81 of Breaking the Mold.
81. Wow.
81.
Good year.
New look, same great taste over here. You know, as you could see, a little bit of a different layout as we switch over to the new StreamYard platform. I think it's pretty cool. You saw all the hijinks on Enter the Realm last night. So, pretty cool deal. Pretty cool deal what we got going on. So, I'm Harrican BX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. You know, it's not the same. You know, it's not left to right, right to left. It's like Hollywood squares here.
It is. It's like the Brady Bunch.
Yep, Brady Bunch. All right, who am I gonna pick on over here? Let me see. Brian Brink, what's up, dude?
Yo, I apologize in advance for the feedback that comes through on my mic.
Tick, tick, tick.
So that's that. I re-listened to some of ETR today, and it's pretty fucking annoying. Yeah. Good show though. Great show.
It was fun. That was really fun.
You ruined it, Brian. You ruined it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Dom.
Dude, the truth hurts, man. The truth hurts. But
How could you say that?
we live and learn. We live and learn.
Don't let him talk to you like that, Brian.
Yeah. Hey Jose, let's play around. Can you choose the layout where like I'm kind of big and the rest of you are small?
I can't. I could do that, but it forces me to be the big one, not you. See?
Are you sure? Oh,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, unless so. Let me see. Hold on. If I do that, no, I could only make you the whole screen. There you go.
Okay. I don't really like being on the whole spotlight on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh, guys, what's going on? I tell you what I did last week, which was fun. Is last Thursday I hung out with my brother after work. My younger brother, he and his wife are doing very well professionally, I have to say. I'm very, very proud of them. And I think they have a spare room in their basement. I would just like to move in and save some money and retire in like 10 years. That would be fantastic. Or I could sell all my toys in 2 weeks at NJCC and maybe retire in 10 years. That would be cool too. You know, if you guys don't respond to my shitty jokes, I feel like I'm talking to myself because I can't see you guys. All right. But anyway, that was good. And he might actually be listening to the show. He's like, so you're podcasting a lot now? I'm like, yeah, I know I can't. You know, Thursdays and Fridays are the best I can do for you. And he's like, well, where can I listen to it? And I said, well, I showed him the YouTube stuff. And he's like, holy shit, that's you. I was like, yeah. And he's like, look at all that crap behind you. And I was like, yeah. Oh, man. So I thought that was hilarious. I was like, let's see secrets out.
So, Brian, thinking of all that stuff, how you usually share with us about 30 days out of a table how it's going with the packing. Have you started that yet for NJCC, or are you just going to wing it?
I've really just kind of been organizing and stuff, but I don't have to bang any figures tomorrow, so I'll probably get down in the crawl space and really start doing some digging, Gary, and I'll show you what I'm bringing if I find what I want. Anybody interested in a pre-assembled Lego Death Star by any chance? Anybody? No? I wonder how that would transport to NJCC.
I think there's another show for that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's called break it down and put it back in a bag. That's called
roll it down the stairs and just put everything in a tub, whatever's still assembled or disassembled. Yeah. So, you know, hey, I am starting to go through the culling process a little bit, which kind of sucks, but it's also kind of enlightening because you're like, you know, why did I do this? But we can talk about that. I think we'll have a topic someday to talk about why we do this. Yeah. We don't have to cover that. You know, I don't want to steal Dom's thunder of having like the longest intro ever, talking about nothing. But see, I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to Long Island. I didn't have to go to somebody's birthday party. I didn't have to take the wife on vacation. And that's it. I'm good.
Oh, all right. Thanks for sharing.
Sorry that your life is so boring, Brian.
All right, Dom, what's up, dude? I don't know.
Well, whatever. Everything that Brian said, I fucking did. I had a birthday, went to the beach, went to Long Island, and yeah, all that. So that was my weekend.
Nice.
It's crazy, just crazy.
You're trying to break the record for the shortest intro now,
That's it. It's short. It's really short. If you want to know what I did, look at Facebook. It's all up fucking on photos and pictures.
No, but if they don't have you,
stalk me.
Gotta tell them.
Oh yeah, my shit is private. Sorry. And I choose my friends wisely.
Mm. Yeah, he made me sit for about a month or so.
I might do some house cleaning too. So Dave, you might be out.
Ooh, damn.
What?
It woke him up.
All right. And
but I don't want to speak anymore because JD's already shaking his head because he wants to, Sorry.
Oh, he's making room. He's making room. Okay. All right.
Wow.
JD,
Look
what's
at
up?
this.
Look
Look
at
at
that.
this guy. Dragon Ball Z. All tough.
What JD do to you, Dom? Damn.
That does a lot to me. You don't know. He texts me, bullies me every day.
I do.
Hey Dom, do you have a Captain America?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a Captain America. Do you have
Hey,
one?
buddy.
Hey.
It's like I feel like I'm when you're your parent and your kid comes up to you asking you for money all the time.
Hey, pull on your pant leg. Hey.
You don't care about me, JD. I have feelings too. I'm a human being.
You are?
Yes.
Wow.
Last time I checked, I guess I did have a pulse.
For as much as you pick on everybody.
Listen, it's love. It's love. It's just our love.
It's the love. It's love.
Sorry, JD. How was your weekend, my friend?
What is love?
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, it was fine. See, we went out a little bit on Sunday and found a butt ton of Marvel Legends, like newer stuff and some older stuff, and then yesterday I was.
Isn't it nice, JD,
when a butt ton?
Isn't it nice when you go to a store and the reset just happened and everything's on the fucking shelf and you get there exactly that time? It's really nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
But then yesterday, I pretty much spent the day in bed. I wasn't feeling so great.
Oh,
I had some mud butt and a
Ooh.
half. It was pretty atrocious.
It's time to make the jello.
Dude, when I woke up, like literally a fart woke me up.
Ooh.
And it was so hot. It burned so bad. I'm like, holy fuck!
What the fuck
But
did
it was
you
like-
eat? Red peppers?
Dude, no. Man, I don't know. Like, we ate at the same place yesterday. Sunday. We tried some new diner that's like in our travels. She didn't get sick, so I don't know what the hell was going on. But I mean, we snacked a little bit before we fell asleep, which is bad. I know, Gary. Don't judge me.
He's like, hey, I didn't say nothing.
But it was like the perfect sounding fart, and it woke me up. It was literally, and I'm like, ah.
That's a classic.
And then we, between me being ill, we ran the dog to the vet because she was getting fixed. So we've been babying her, and that's pretty much it.
How long does it take for them to recover when you do that?
So she's got to wear her lampshade for 2 weeks, and she's on meds for 2 weeks.
JD, that's the new dog, right?
Yeah.
What did you guys end up naming it?
Chewy.
Chewy. Nice.
Chewy.
Chewy. Yep.
So like when she's outside, I'm like, come on, Chewy.
I like that.
So if Chan takes Chewy for a car ride, right, does she have a Wookiee in her pocket and then one in the car also?
Yes, absolutely.
See, I picked up on that. It's good.
Chewy, come on. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a good co-pilot in life.
Yes. She's good. Everybody loved her in there. She was good. They were saying that she was very well behaved.
Well behaved. Oh, behave. Oh.
She was all doped up. That's why.
Mm-hmm. They gave it a good shit.
Yeah.
Knocked her ass out. I'd be wondering if they give my dog something when I take her to the groomers, because like she's never the same when she comes back. She always seems like she's like real low key after, and she doesn't seem like herself until the following day. You know, so I don't know. It's probably
No, you know what they do? It's
Rubber glove.
rubber glove up the butt. Dog's gonna hold still now.
Oh, poor thing. All right.
Like, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Who knows? Who knows? All right. Next up, Energon Addict. What's up, Pop?
Yeah, it was good. Speaking about groomers, I actually took my dog to the groomer this weekend. First time going to a new place, which was interesting. I say interesting because it's owned by all females, and some of them were kind of attractive, so it's like kind of weird, for me, like dropping cute little dog off and looking at cute little dogs, and then looking at hot women, and I'm just like, how do you act? You know what I mean? Do I be like a manly man and go, yeah, just give her a little trim over here, and, wash her up nice? Do I? Or am I myself? So I just went with being myself, and I was just like,
Dave's like, I should have had this dog when I was single.
Oh God, you have no idea. They just kept coming in and out. I was like, Jesus Christ, where am I right now? This is fucking insane. I think it's more of a, not to start any kind of wars or anything, but I think it's more of a girly thing to do, to drop the dog at the groomer.
We do it together, man. Me and Justin.
Well, see, you go together. I had to go by myself. You know what I'm saying? And
but sometimes I do it solo. Sometimes I do it solo, though. It's no big deal.
And when you go, are they all hot?
No, unfortunately.
Right. There you go. See, Jose, start bringing the Long Island. We'll make a day out of it. We'll go drop the dogs over at the groomer. We'll hang out in the store for a bit.
All right. That sounds like.
We'll bring them some mixed drinks or something.
Listen, if you and Jose take your dog and his dog to the groomer, you are not going to look like anything that those ladies are interested in. I'm just saying.
Nah.
That's true too.
They're gay.
I'm just saying. Might as well go get some champagne coolies afterwards.
We're gonna go get manicures now. We'll be back in an hour. Nah, but it was cool. The haircut came out fine. I think I spoke to Jose, right? While I was waiting for the dog, so I got to connect with Jose for a bit this weekend, which was cool. Dom neglected to say that he stopped here on Sunday. Was it Sunday afternoon?
No, Saturday.
Saturday.
Another fucking day.
Yeah, it was the same day. Yeah, actually, same day.
It was.
So he came by. He had some Mezco Gomez figures that he had ordered for me, and dropped them off, which was nice.
Nice.
Great
customer. I was only here for like maybe 35 minutes, but it was still cool. It's like I was even telling the wife, I was like, just imagine, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know this dude 3 years ago. I see him like every month, like at least once a month, every month and a half. And it just drops by. Yeah, Dave, I'm in Long Island again. I'm coming by. I'm like, all right, cool.
I don't know. He can't just be so nice and just be dropping off figures. I don't know. There's got to be an ulterior motive.
You would think, right? With Dom, right? Dom, is there any alternative motive here or what?
Dude, there's like negotiations. Like to leave to get to you was like, I had to make sure everything was cleared and signed and dotted and everything, and made sure I was okay with the missus before I left.
He had to take a picture of my house when he got there. Sent her a text. Like, yeah, I'm actually here.
No, it was. We were at a block party. We were at our cousin's block party, and then her son just graduated high school, so it was like her sister showed up for a little bit and left to go to another party. So
nobody asked any of that. They just wanted to know the part where you came to see me, and that was it. So
why do I fucking bother?
Dom, bro, it was good seeing you though. I appreciate.
Did you open up the boxes yet?
Dude, I opened them up the same night, and I gotta say, like, Chris has been talking about these Gomez figures all week, and I'm just like, all right, they're probably cool, but they really are, like, the way they're articulated and the stuff they come with, like, it's insane, like the stuff that you can do with the figures.
So
Yeah,
Chris
nobody
had a
gives a
good
shit.
point.
Nobody gives a shit about your opinion, Dave. Don't worry about it.
But what is it? What makes it so special, Dave? Like really? Like
Whoa.
pictures. I thought it looked good. No, I'm curious. I don't understand. Like Chris
All right,
had a good point last week.
So Gary, imagine
about,
this, right? You
like the accessories.
right. So exactly, you get a ton of accessories, right?
Okay.
For the price point that you would get a basic figure for with a quarter or a fraction of the stuff that you're getting with this figure. You're getting options for different outfits. You're getting accessories that he can use as weapons, use as props. You have 3 different heads.
But they're all the insect head, right? So can you?
No, there's a skull head.
Okay.
There's one with a skull head, and I believe 2 other insect heads, and the head it comes with.
So
And then the other one also comes with a skull head and a different set of heads, like a
so
different.
if you have like an extra Punisher head, are they interchangeable? Like
I believe so,
legends and
yeah.
stuff. So you could like put that like regular because it's a regular human body, right?
Right.
I'm just trying to understand. Like it doesn't have claws for hands. He's got like. I'm asking. I don't know.
He's got a regular human body. It's just an insect head.
I can't wrap my head around. I don't know. Okay.
Dude, it's the same thing as Mythic Legions. It doesn't.
No, it's not. It's like
It doesn't have any.
No. I get that.
Well, it's the mascot of the company, and it's using a buck that's very popular that
kind
they
of
made.
want one. But...
Okay.
It has a shitload of accessories with regards to.
Here's the funny thing: right? We get excited about these accessories, but like when all the accessories come with like third-party Transformers, everybody complains they just sit in a box and you never touch them again.
I think it's different. I think it's different with action figures.
Yeah,
I think it's different with action figures versus Transformers. Like I think
I mean,
with
like
Transformers,
name a Transformer accessory that it comes with, like the fucking like the grapple comes with that fucking.
the water
thing
splish.
that him and
that was Inferno.
One fucking episode, right? Like
Yeah, or like the X-Transbots Trailbreaker comes with like the campfire and the logs, and
right.
Neptune comes with like the pail.
This guy has 10 different hands and fucking 10 different weapons, so you're using these accessories in different ways.
And your favorite guy, Hound, comes with a new gun, I think, right?
Mm.
We saw last.
I don't think it's the same. I think it's totally different. But.
I'm just literally just curious because I haven't seen, and my only exposure to Mezco, other than a couple that I've seen myself, are at your house, Dave. So I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a slight difference. I don't think it's that much different because the Transformers are action figures, sort of in a way, like anything else. Things that you could play with. And it depends on the type of collector you are, because there are people that use those Transformers accessories for figure photography and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So it depends, I guess, for what you use those figures for.
Bricks makes a good point. Gary, if anyone is going to understand the desire to buy something as strange as Gomez.
It's true. Why does this one perplex me?
That's why I'm kind of confused here. Like,
maybe I just need to see it.
It's a case by case basis with Gary.
That's a character that says I know I definitely don't need because there's just nothing there.
Nobody needs it.
It just looks cool.
It's Gomez. It's just the mascot of the company, and they just made a figure, and I think everybody's just jumped all over it because the fact that with the basic licensed figures, they don't come with that many accessories, which they still come with a lot, but like they don't come with as many as what this typical figure did come with. Like this is like a PX type version figure where the PX figures usually come with a shitload of accessories, but you're paying a little bit more for it.
Mm-hmm. And it comes with some fiction behind it. It comes with a comic book.
Oh yeah.
But at the same token, like you can just neglect to read that and just make it whatever the fuck you want to make it. You know what I mean? Like he fits with the Ninja Turtles. I had him with the Ninja Turtles earlier. He can fit with another line. With the NECA ones.
Listen, I'm all for it just being a cool figure. I just, like I said, I just didn't understand why it was so popular, or if it was just the fact that isn't he like always been hard to get so far?
He was one. They kind of played it smart because they did make it a show exclusive.
But then they dropped it right afterwards.
And they dropped from the show exclusive. They made just an exclusive, which was pretty much the same exact thing you got in the show exclusive, but the show exclusive just came with a baggie and a couple other things that the people got at the show. But the figure itself and all the accessories are exactly the same. It's just the packaging is a little different. And then they did the street version, which basically came with a shitload of more stuff, a little different outfits, and and everybody jumped on
which
that.
Which one
as
came
well.
with that boombox, that 80s style radio?
The agent came with the boombox.
That's cool.
And I don't know, did the street one come with the boombox, Dave? I can't remember.
I gotta go look at both boxes.
I can't remember. I know one came with a skateboard.
Dude, at least give me a little credit for knowing that one of them came with a boombox, right?
Yeah. The one did come with a boombox.
Just saying.
And I think if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, I think the boombox opens up so you can store his shit in there.
Oh, really? I didn't even play with that yet to even know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's like I said, if anybody was collecting Mezco and it was into Mezco's stuff when they introduced that Gomez character, which was the mascot, because you've seen him on every fucking sticker that they send you and every little box you see his head and everything like that. So
yeah. I can see the appeal.
Some people just jumped on it.
Yeah, I got you. All right, nice. Anything else, Dave, for the weekend?
Not that I could think of. Not off the top of my head right now. No.
All right, cool. And G Money, we spoke a little bit, but we know you saw Fast and Furious Presents. But
I did.
Anything else?
All my summertime movies now. I don't know. I don't know what comes next after that. It was. Let's just say. I mean, it was exactly what you wanted it to be. So I can't complain.
The bucket that's right cost off for your bucket list there.
Yeah, I just gotta wait for the next actual Fast and Furious movie. So we can
never
keep. There'll be another one. Trust me,
it's coming. They're filming it now. They're filming.
Yeah, so there's money to be made. There's marketing to do and cars to sell. So that'll work.
Exactly. John Cena's in that one. So look forward to that. All right, cool. And my weekend was low key. I worked. I'm going to be doing a lot of overtime. So I worked on Saturday and then just basically relaxed the rest of the weekend, doing some podcasting and whatnot. Yeah.
Now, do you lose your whole Saturday, or is it like a morning thing or a night thing?
The overtime was actually early. So it's pretty easy overtime, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it's like you still got the whole afternoon and evening to do whatever. And then, got to relax on Sunday. I could have worked Sunday, but I was like, I just want one day off because I actually signed up over the next weekend. So I'm not going to have a day off until I think NJCC Sunday.
Now, when you go in on Saturday, do you just roll out of bed and go, like no shower, shit like that?
No, I still take a shower. I get up, shower, and go. That's it.
All right, just curious.
That's all right. I'm usually up early anyway on the weekend, so it's I just instead of lounging and doing what I want, I go to work. So it's fine. It's fine. It's pretty easy overtime. You know what? I shouldn't even say this really, but I get paid more to do what I'm doing in the emergency room on overtime, than what I'm doing on my regular 9 to 5. Like what I'm doing on overtime is cake. Like basically, like I'm just basically like there taking up space, basically answering a phone and making sure, things are all right, It's compared to what I do every day. Like my workload today, I busted my ass today. And I got paid my usual rate. What I worked on Saturday, I'm getting paid, time and a half, and I'm doing like nothing. It's almost like stealing, but I don't want to say that because I am there earning it, So,
I mean, I can give you some data if you want to make charts or something.
It's crazy. Yeah, work to fucking earn ratio. You know what I'm saying? Like it's completely opposite. It should be opposite. I should be getting paid more to do what I do on my 9 to 5. Than what I'm doing on my overtime. But hey, it's all good. It basically makes the overtime easy. And the work is not backbreaking. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically like I just can't be home. I can't lounge. I can't have a drink. I can't be doing what I want. I'll make money. You know what I'm saying? I used to be in like crazy overtime mode like years ago. But the past few years, I just felt like things were fine. Bills were paid. I'm buying toys. Like I'm okay. Like, I'm saying? Never felt like I had to give up my free time as much as I used to. the times are a changing. So I don't know. I don't know where we go from there, guys. Dom, you got a topic tonight? I put him on the spot.
No.
I think Gary wanted to say something.
Yeah, Gary.
No, I was just going to say,
something.
I respect that a lot, Jose. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I've been trying to take a little bit of a different approach to things lately and not, I don't know. I don't want to get too philosophical, but it's not free time. It's all just time, and it's whatever you choose to do with it, right? So if you're sitting at home binge watching something on TV, that's fine. That's your time, right? Or if you're working now to make extra money for some other big picture goals, I think that's important too. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's
Well, please define me the definition of wasted time, Gary.
Well,
playing video games all day, like.
Well, I mean, listen. If you are, like this hobby, right? It's like, is it? So I've, people know we like Mythic Legions, and I, like many people, waiting on some of the stuff from the sales a couple weeks ago. So I spent some time today and just rearranged the stuff I do have out here in the apartment on display and changed some stuff around just because I was bored. I'm like, yeah, I could be doing other stuff with that 45 minutes, but if you're enjoying it, it's not really wasted, right?
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's good.
What you choose to do with it. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it that way, that is true. Cause, you got those that are just going hard all day, like 6 days a week, working 18-hour days for whatever they're doing, so I guess it is true what you decide to do with your time. It's gonna be a hard, few months, next couple of months, but I'm sort of looking forward to it in a way,
It's all about choices. So, I still get up early, even when I don't have to work, and I like to be productive in the early morning, and that works for me. And you guys know I try and do that when we travel and go to shows and stuff to a certain degree. The disadvantage to that is I end up missing out on other fun stuff. And I've been trying forever for the one of the other shows on the network with the building up to it to participate in one of those. And I was all excited last night, and I was all gung ho yesterday. I was at the Lego store at the mall, running some errands, looking at some stuff, and I was all amped to have some conversations. And I freaking fell asleep because I'm old and I get up at 4:30. But it's choices, So the choices that you make there, has an impact. I think sometimes, what you choose to do, you can't always do everything all at the same time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hear you.
So guys, I asked while you guys were chatting it up, I asked the chat squad what they want to talk about, and Antoine came up with a pretty good topic since we don't seem to really have one tonight. He asks, "Is the toxicities within the fandoms? Where did they all begin, and why is it such a huge problem?" There you go.
Mm-hmm. I got it up on the screen. That's a good question, man. You know what? I think it's like with anything, like with life or anything, what I'm saying? These fandoms eventually, you get a certain amount of people in them. There's people from so many different backgrounds, so many, different ways of life. What I'm saying? You're going to just, and everybody has an opinion. And, not everybody's always going to agree all the time. When you get
I'll
to
just say I'm sorry right now.
It's just I think sometimes you just get to a point where you get jaded. A lot of us here have been collecting for years, what I'm saying? None of us are really newbies in this. And you just get to a point where maybe you might expect a little bit too much, and you just get a little bit negative about every little thing instead of maybe just enjoying maybe the hobby.
So I have a thought on that. I think it's a really good question, Antoine. So I met you guys and really got active in the realm in 2017. And I had found the ETR and had listened maybe 6 months before that, and started listening to some podcasts in the hobby. But before that, going back, I always collected between Star Wars stuff in the 90s and, when I transitioned to third-party Transformers and MP stuff, all on my own, right? Kind of that 2012-ish windows. For time frame, and it was just me buying toys and maybe selling something on occasion and setting up my room. You're right, I enjoyed all of it, and I think as fun as is meeting more people, I don't know if it's the people and the difference of opinions, or you just get bored because you have such an overload of information now that it's when you have that much information at your fingertips, whether it be following certain groups on Facebook or more podcasts or just conversations in different chats that you see, and something new gets a picture and then it gets replicated 12 or 15 times. Before you even see it, you have all these opinions formed, right? Like, I don't want to talk about Unicron anymore, but it's probably one of the more recent things, right? The picture comes up and all of a sudden, people are highlighting it and circling this and talking about that. And, the memes start, and it's like, you go from like 0 to like 100 so quickly. I don't know. I think maybe that's where sometimes it's easier to start getting negative about stuff. Maybe, I don't want to say it's based out of boredom, but maybe just trying to find a different avenue for the conversation around it. Where, like you said, if you're just trying to have fun with it, and not take it quite so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people that can do that, Gary, like us. We basically we joke about it. Sometimes we even laugh about the people who are starting the drama, so to speak, in these groups, and we're like, oh God, what are they fighting about now? And it's like, oh God, it's always something. But I feel like for some of these individuals, the toxicity just emanates off them on a day-to-day. It's just them.
Well, yeah.
These people just fucking live in that shit, and they relish the fact that people are talking about them. And I mean, I could be wrong. They just might have really strong opinions, but that's great. But do you always have to voice your opinion out loud? Do you? I tend to sometimes keep my opinions to myself because it's my opinion. I don't need to voice it all the time. That's why I do breaking the mold. I'm breaking the mold. I get to talk shit about whatever we're talking shit about and call it a day. But I'm not gonna type some crazy shit on a fucking board and just say, oh well, whoever collects this stuff, it's because you got no money and you're fucking broke, because you got dudes that do that kind of shit, Well, and you're the elitist in the group too, and it's just like, for me, we've said it before. If you want something bad enough, you can buy it. Mm-hmm. So I don't believe in the fact that somebody can't afford something. So if somebody's shitting on something because they can't afford it, that's just bullshit. Like, that's just them being lazy. That's because they don't want it bad enough. You could eventually get it. For the people that shit on the stuff because they have the money to buy the $400 item and don't want the $10 item at the store, you're just as much as a douche, because it's not up to you to determine what that person's going to collect or buy. So you can't go and say anything about the person directly. That toxicity I have no love for at all. I mean, I can sit here and say I don't buy the Hasbro Transformers, and
but you don't shit on.
I've discussed them before, but and I buy third party. Doesn't mean I'm gonna shit on the guy that buys it, because I bought it. That's how I started. We didn't start with third party. We started buying Hasbro stuff. So how are you gonna shit on something that brought you to the game? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. And you're right about that. Like, it does take that being that type of person to want to be like, to shit on somebody for what they buy or what they like, or to be that negative sort of Nancy, like, in the groups. Like, thankfully, I don't really see that too much of that in the realm, and that's really the only place like I keep. Like, I know there's these other groups out there where that shit is out there, but isn't that like maybe another thing, the company that you keep?
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I think some people just like to trigger the conversation because it's fun to them in their mind, or they think they're being funny with it, or they're expected to do it, maybe as almost like a persona. But I don't know. I think someone that's going to take something that's supposed to be fun and be that negative around it is probably the same person that doesn't acknowledge somebody when they hold the door for you, maybe, right? Or the person that gives their server a really hard time. Yeah, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I think chances are probably carries over in other spots, and I think it's a lack of confidence. I mean, listen, you guys can rip on me all you want. I enjoyed that movie, right? That's like the most recent example I can think about, and I was excited to go see it. And people can laugh and joke and all that stuff, but I'm like, I don't care. It was fun to me,
It's funny. The most toxic people that you hear and see in these groups are the same people you never see at a show.
Well, that's
they're always the ones that are
I
hiding behind
think-
the keyboard saying something crazy because that's what they're, like you said, Gary, they're almost expected to say it. Like they're waiting. Oh, wait for this guy to say this.
Right.
He's gonna say some crazy shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's always easy
saw
to do
that.
that.
I actually,
keyboard,
I think it's social media just brings a lot of that out there. Like I think it doesn't help. Like the funny thing is I didn't go on social media for a long time, and I went to conventions, and you don't see half of the shit that's going on in social media at a convention. Like, you don't see any of that negativity that's going on at a convention. You go to a convention, you're face to face with people, you're talking, you're acting like human beings. With social media, I think it's just somebody's hiding behind. Many of us are hiding behind our computers and are quick to say our opinions and don't give two shits of who we are, hurting in what we're saying. But if we were actually physically in front of that person, we probably would second guess what the words that come out of our mouth and what we say to people. But
Exactly.
you don't have that interaction, so you're so quick to the trigger and say something and type something and then hit enter, and then it becomes like a shit show because you offended someone in some way. So, and sometimes that's intentionally, and sometimes it's not. But when you do it just to be an ass, that's when then you got to stop yourself and say, really, what am I doing? Like, what, do I really want to type this just to stir shit up? Or, am I making a valid point? If I am making a valid point, then rephrase what you're saying and put, start positive and then express your opinions why you feel, it's certain ways to write things that not come off like a fucking dick.
Exactly, but the thing is that that's sort of got to be in you, because most of the time is that you're not going to do it in person.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So why because if you do that, like, what are the chances of something happening? Like, what I'm saying, like you would never, most people would never act that way. You know what I'm saying? And I guess those that do, that, like you said, like they don't come out to those things.
You've got three choices, right? I mean, you can kind of just be quiet and stick to yourself, which is probably the easiest, which is where maybe the majority of people default to in real life setting, or you can make that choice to either be negative. And you're right, Dom, people aren't going to act that way in person because that confidence isn't there. Or you can put forth the extra effort and be more outgoing and be more positive about it, and let that perpetuate, some of the same interests, around something that, again, is supposed to be fun.
The funny thing is that, like, I know Star Wars is getting a big, backlash in regards to where it's going, the direction it's gone, and the last movie that big hoopla about, the negativity of Star Wars and where it is and all that shit. But I bet you $100 that all those people who went to Celebration didn't talk anything about that shit. Didn't care. They just loved Star Wars and they wanted to be there with people who loved the same franchise as them, and they just enjoyed the atmosphere, talked to each other in regards to what's going on, and were excited just to be around people who love the same thing that they loved. And like, with all these, stupid fucking boards and YouTube things talking shit about Star Wars and stuff, none of that shit is expressing the majority of how people feel about Star Wars. So it's like, I feel like, Transformers kind of gets the same spiel, but and granted, yeah, there's other factors that drive into that because of our collecting. There's so many different waves and things that you can collect for Transformers. It's not defined in several lines. There's so much things out there, third party, official, masterpiece, to Chug, to Legends, to everything. Like, so the price points are all over the fucking place. Quality is all over the place. And, and at the end of the day, that can cause some barriers between collectors on what their preferences are in regards to their collecting, and making fun of somebody else because they're collecting X and you're collecting Y. You know what I'm saying?
That's because, Dom, that's because everybody's going to defend what they collect.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you? I'm going to defend what I bought, what I spent my hard work and money on, regardless if you like it or not. If you don't like it, you're talking shit about it, and I'm one of these guys that give a fuck,
but
I'm going to
we all been
on
there,
the fucking boards about it.
Come on,
But
guys.
if I don't, I'm just gonna sit back and not say nothing about it.
Exactly, but we all been there. You know, we've all had buyer's remorse on a figure that we bought that we just didn't like. And don't say that you never have or you never will, or because you're going to have that feeling. And you don't need to defend any of your purchases. You don't, because there's times where I've purchased something that I felt like I made a great purchase, and it's like the best thing that I have in my collection. But I'm not gonna down anybody. You shouldn't be downing anybody to say, oh well, you don't have this. This is perfect. That other shit is shit. That that you shouldn't be doing, because that other stuff somebody might just enjoy. They have other preferences that they like in collecting, and then those particular toys or that line that you think is shit is what is checking their boxes. In a sense. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you think like it's like, do you see this across like sort of like the board across like all brands and whatnot, or is it among communities like that like think about like Hot Toys and stuff like that, like high-end
Hot Toys. I seen in Hot Toys.
It's been in all these different types of groups.
It's there, but I've never really been around it as much as Transformers.
Yeah,
like I've never really seen so much of it. And repetitive. It's the repetitive arguments that people are having too.
So what do you think it is about Transformers that brings out like that the most negativity out of anybody, since you see it so prevalent in this fandom?
I think it's just Transformers in general, because it's just changing all the time. Like like for example, like right now we have Takara who just went from making robots that were, called masterpiece figures that were a little bit of the toy and a little bit of the tune, and now they're going mostly tune. So now you got a split within people who were collecting the line. They might want one or the other.
I disagree with that. I think I'll say my 2 cents and I'll stop talking for a few minutes. But so you asked that question, why Transformers? I think in other lines that you collect, you can do more. So think back to playing with like 3 3/4 GI Joes. Some people would take them apart and reassemble them differently, right, with the rubber bands. Or you could swap accessories from one vehicle to another. Or as adult collectors, you could customize those, and you're investing your time and your creativity in them, right? Mythic Legions, other action figures. I don't know. I think that those lines, there's more invested in it. Where Transformers, it just, maybe someone can disagree with me. I don't think that you might make a dial for some of the stuff now, but you're really at the whim of just what you're buying, and that's it. I don't think as many people customize their Transformers figures, especially the expensive ones. So you don't have a lot invested in it other than the money that you put into it, if that makes sense. So, like Jeep owners, right? Or 4x4, people who like to off-road, you can go drop $75,000 on a brand new F-150 Raptor and get it right from Ford ready to go, or you can build your own, right? And I think when you've built your own and you're invested in it with the time and the sweat and the other things that go with it, in addition to the money, you share that passion with other people. And I think that the nature of what Transformers are, because they mostly transform and it's not as easy to do that with, I think you don't have a lot to do with it other than just buy it, and then that being said, you're at the mercy of what's being offered. And then it creates a dilemma, tune accuracy, this company, that company, the scale.
That goes for anything that you buy, though.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
I don't understand how, like, customization or options. I don't understand how that regards to negativity at all.
No, I'm just saying that I think it's because with the Transformers, you don't have anything but money to separate stuff or your interests.
Yeah.
But again, that goes for anything.
I'm not articulating my thoughts.
Well, I kind of agree with Dave, because I think it's the constant change in the collecting toy world regarding Transformers. It's never consistent. It's never constant. If you're collecting Hot Toys, it's pretty much freaking consistent in what they're doing. They don't change that much.
Yeah, like Dom, exactly what you're saying, Dom. I'm going to stop you just for a second. If Masterpiece would have consecutively came out with a figure, let's say every 4 to 5 months since they started, and we would have had all our arc bots, all our fucking,
Lines wouldn't be
one,
yeah.
season
Yep.
one, right?
Yeah,
Would
lines
we
would not
be
lines
the
wouldn't
third
be
party
drawn in the
viewer it is
sand.
today?
Yep.
No.
Yep. No.
Well, let me ask you.
I don't think lines
They
would be
give too
drawn in
much
the sand.
opportunity.
Turmoil wouldn't be
So-
created. I don't think groups and factions would be created on the way of collecting and how you were collecting. It would just be force fed into you, and that's it. That's what
Well, let
you
me
would
ask-
get.
I think it just has something to do with how many fucking bipolar people are collecting. There's many more crazy fucking people collecting
Yeah.
Transformers than anything
So
else.
let me ask you this question then.
What are you talking about,
because
JD?
Can you guys think, are there any other lines? I can't think of any other line that I know anyone who collects other than Transformers where I've heard more people say they want to hit a finish point and be done. Like people who like Star Wars or Hot
You're
Toys,
right.
like I can't think of any line where they're like, nope, when I hit this, I'm done. I just need these two things and I want to be done.
All right.
Those are those grizzled old G1 collectors.
Right.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just making a comparison. Can you think of any other lines other than because
No,
Transformers is the only one I can think of where people are like that. They're like just trying to be finished with it.
The reason
But-
why, though, right, is because they haven't put anything out. I mean,
But
they put stuff out, but it's been for kids. They haven't put anything out G1 related since we were fucking kids, since 1986, since they dropped that movie and the crappy seasons that came out after that and the Headmasters. Okay, if you want to get technical, but we haven't had nothing since. Now you talk Star Wars, you talk about they're still making movies. There's a movie coming out fucking this year, so you always have new and refreshing things coming.
True.
for
So
that fandom. You know what I mean?
That
That's
and that
like, how are you going to be done if they're not done?
But I
You know
don't
what
hear anyone say like, "Oh, I need these Cantina members for Star Wars, and then I'm done." When they make these last 6 figures, I'm done. Just make these 6 figures, and I'm
I
done.
mean, I've heard a couple people say, when they're done with the bounty hunters, I'm done.
Yeah,
I have heard
Well,
that a couple times, but
yeah.
I think it's kind of an exception.
I think that's
If you're
the
done with the
minority.
bounty
That's
hunters from Return of the from
I think that's the
Empire Strikes
minority
Back,
than the
then you're
majority.
done. But
Yeah.
if you want to get technical, there's plenty of other bounty hunters to
Yeah.
collect.
I think that type of thinking is a minority type of thinking than a majority. I think the majority of fans who collect Transformers or Star Wars or whatever, they're never done. They're and they would never say they're done. They're going to be done. But I know there are people that are collecting that are looking for that last figure to be done. And if that's your thing, then I hope you get there. But the thing is that I know I won't be done because I'll still collect whatever comes out next, and if it's better than what I have, I'll replace it or keep the old one and just have the new one and have both and just enjoy it from what the toys I had them for.
Yeah,
But the thing is that I just really think it's just the constant flux in Transformers and not being consistent with the brand. The brand has changed over many times, and it's caused factions. It's caused Beast Wars to G1. It's called Ramada. Like it just has created.
Did you say Ramada?
Ramada.
Ramada between the Courtyard Marriott and the Hilton Garden.
Armada, whatever.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up now.
Yeah,
rename the episode.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm interested to hear what Brian says because Brian, you're almost done, right? Like so to speak, right? You've said that a few times.
Yes, I've been wondering what Brian thinks about all this.
Yeah, I missed the last point, but as far as toxicity, I think you and Dom kind of hit on the head. The Transformers is always changing, but also too, all these fans kind of congregate in sort of the same places, right? You don't see people in Armada groups or in Beast Wars groups. It's like it's a Transformers group, and so that's what all these people are there at the same time. And also, I think some of the toxicity comes with people like to strut. I guess it's like they're either strutting on how great they think their collection is, or how great it actually is in some cases. And also, they like to strut in regards to how much knowledge they have as well, with the whole actually type of thing, which also kind of breeds toxicity. And, if you think about it too, this demographic is a set of people who probably don't get to strut very much throughout their whole life, if you get my meaning. So maybe that kind of leans towards it. One of the other things too is if you want to look at toxicity separate from the collecting world, from when it comes from collector to collector, but if you look at toxicity within fandoms, you see Hollywood and brands and stuff, they won't leave these properties alone. And as a result, yeah, I mean, look at Star Wars. Star Wars has obviously gone through 3 different generations of movie making, 3 different generations of people. And but Star Wars is not the same from the first trilogy to the last, but you still have all these people kind of talking together, and obviously they're gonna have different points of view,
Yeah,
and
but
they're gonna be a little
you're gonna
defensive
see.
about
You're
it.
gonna see. The funny thing is Star Wars is told the same story. It's the Skywalker story. You're gonna see Star Wars after this 3-year hiatus going in a direction that many fans are probably gonna love in regards because they want to see more Star Wars outside of this Skywalker story.
Right. But what I'm saying
And
is they're telling the story differently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of
And
course,
Star
of
Wars is
course.
just one example. Look
Yeah.
at the Bayverse. Look at what they did to Baywatch. What else do we have out there? Starsky and Hutch, 21 Jump Street. I mean, they won't fucking leave these things alone. And every time they touch them, it's more or less just a fucking joke, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's gonna just breed. That's gonna breed. Yeah, exactly. That's gonna breed toxicity by default, right? It's like, it's not that these things are should be super well respected, but it's like, you kind of just gonna be like, oh wow, they're shitting on this now too,
But the thing is too, if you're a fan and you're a fan of that line, like if I'm a fan of Transformers and the reason why they keep changing, if they keep changing a specific line or a story, it's because telling the same story is boring. And after a while, you need to change it a little bit or change it maybe dramatically to get.
Or why not just make something new?
Right.
Yeah, but that change that they've done to Transformers over the years has kept the longevity of the whole brand. It kept it alive for all these years. And
Yeah, but does it really need to be alive? Just make something new.
Well,
No, it has to live because we
it
love
has
it.
to live.
It has
we love
to, yeah.
it.
But think of all the other
what-
things we could love instead.
Well, we're getting that. We're getting that anyway, though. Because what we can't
Okay,
miss
Brian,
what we
Brian.
don't know, right?
What's
we can't miss
that?
what we don't know.
What's the new that you're thinking? What's the picture of new that?
Well,
you're
they haven't
thinking?
made it because they keep making the new shit, the old shit new again.
Yeah.
I don't know what else could there be. I don't know.
But I agree. I agree. Like the Seeds line is great, but it's just an upgrade to your classics line. And I feel like it's great that they're going back to G1 because that's they know that's their cash cow. And a lot of collectors who've gotten in lines before G1 or after G1 will eventually trickle back to G1 and see what G1 was all about. And when they reintroduce the line or reissue the line in a little tweak or so, like Siege, they'll fall in love with G1 all over again. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just feel like the changes, as many people, like all these little things that they do or change a brand or do something different, causes some of those true, those G1ers or fans who liked it the way it was, kind of like, say to yourself, hey, if I didn't change it, no one new would come into this line. It would never last as long as it did, because if I was just doing the same shit over and over and over again, it would fail. No one would be interested in it anymore. It'd be done. So it's like, I commend for what Transformers is doing. I commend what Star Wars is going to be doing, because it's just going to change. It's going to constantly change. And there was a big change in Star Wars, and people lost their shit. And it's like, where are they going? Where are they doing? Why are they, at the end of the day, that change, obviously for the good or the bad, caused some toxicity that you're saying. But at the end of the day, it's something that is going to get people to think, and maybe, along the way, those people who are in control of where that brand goes takes some advice and gets people talking, and then makes a good movie at the end of the day.
I just think that the negativity is, seed planted by obligation for a lot of people. And I feel like, with Transformers, again, for whatever reason, the more and more I think about it, I've heard more and more people, at all scales talk about, that they're collect with an end goal. They want seasons 1 and 2 in the movie. They want just the movie.
Yeah,
They want
you're
the
just
archives.
listening. You're listening to a few same people that say that all the time.
I think there's a lot more of some type of an end goal in that type of, and I think people feel obligated to keep going, and maybe they don't really want to, but they can't make a choice not to change their mind. They don't feel good about changing their mind, or they're afraid about the financial loss, or I don't know what it is, but I think when you feel obligated sometimes to continue to do something, it makes you, obviously not like it as much, and then you have that potential for the negativity to come back.
I think Sam asked a decent question here about like just concerning the topic. Like, do people like getting just too personally invested in the characters / purchases / fandoms? Like,
Yes.
I mean, because if the toxicity has to come from somewhere, and usually that's the amount of passion that you're probably feeling towards whatever particular fandom like you're in. No.
So Jose, to Sam's question, right? So I know people that hate the new direction that Star Wars is going in, which I think, okay, you don't like it, that's fine, because you were in love with the first trilogy. Most of those people are just in love with the first trilogy, and some of them, some of the Clone Wars stuff that might have dropped.
And they fall and they fall in love with characters and they have their own thoughts of what the characters should be or where they should go.
So you know what I say to that? All right, love that for what it was. That shit came out how long ago, right? Yeah. We've had such a break from that until now. This is something different. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it.
Exactly. It's your choice.
We all thought that Star Wars finished with Return of the Jedi when we were kids, right? It was done, right? Vamos. And then all of a sudden they came out with fucking the next trilogy, which was great. It opened up a whole new world, and what did that do? We got the Clone Wars out of it. We got the cartoon series and everything, which is one of my favorite things. Mm-hmm. But at that time, I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" For a little bit, I was like, "What is this? This is not what I'm used to," and that's what I find that people get too, like Sam said, too invested. It's because they're used to something. They're so stuck to it, and they're not ready to change. If you're not ready to change, don't fucking change, bro. It has a lot to do with but don't complain about the stuff that you have. You can't change. We don't have the access to the people that petition to make a new fucking Star Wars movie, a new Game of Thrones series, finale. Like, you don't have the power. They're not going to change it after spending millions of dollars because a few of you didn't like the direction it went in.
So
deal with it and suck it up. Move on to the next thing.
I agree. That's
I think it comes down to
so opinionative and like to write so much crap about things. Go write a fucking book. Go write a comic book. Go start somewhere if you think you could do it better. Go do it. You got people that do that, and they put out some good fiction, and they're making money off of that shit. Mm-hmm. Whether it be a fucking 10-minute fucking movie on YouTube, they're making money off of it, and people are enjoying it. So go fucking do it. Stop complaining. That's all.
So all I was gonna say is, like, I think it comes down to the lack of open-mindedness individually.
You hit it right on the head, JD. It's completely open. Keeping your mind open.
Keeping your mind open. Being okay with, this is going to be new. Let's check this out. People that aren't open-minded, those are the ones that are, this is shit.
Well, JD, I can't help it in certain cases where, like, when you saw the stills of this new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, like, I can't.
Well, is that the one where they're like?
But it's pretty funny.
They look like fucking Ren and Stimpy. They look like.
I watch it this weekend.
If you watch some of those episodes, it's pretty funny, dude. It's pretty funny.
I watch how they react. It's not intended for us.
No, it's not.
One thing if you enjoy it or not. It's another thing to personally attack people because of it.
Oh, because they're enjoying what direction, what they're doing, or like having an open mind and actually enjoying it because you did have an open mind.
Mm.
That's to me. Like, granted, and I'm agreeing that I'm not the one that's saying I hate where the story went with Star Wars, and I'm not saying that did they make a good movie or did they make a horrible movie, and how they made the movie. I just feel like with other stories outside of when watching Rebels, I didn't know what Rebels was going to be all about. I didn't know I didn't know where the story was going to go, with these characters were going to go, and everything like that. And it turned out to be a really good fucking show, and I enjoyed that show very much. So it's like I'm not gonna shit on Star Wars, because there's a lot of other stories that can be told in Star Wars that necessarily might not close the chapter in the Star Wars story. The Skywalker story, the way I thought it should be closed.
Skywalker story is just one part of the galaxy.
Exactly.
And it was already done. I mean, they didn't need to bring it back. Really, they could have started fresh, a whole bunch of new.
They could have.
They didn't need to bring them back.
And if they did bring them back, then they unfortunately, we're not there at the boardroom pushing the buttons and showing them where they need to go, and they made this story the best where they wanted to take it. And I enjoyed watching them, and I'm just so the love that I have for Star Wars. I'm so excited what they're going to do next. Let me see what you're going to do next. I'll watch this last one, enjoy it for what it is, but I'm more excited to see what they're going to do next, because I think that next is what's going to blow people off their seats and say, wow, this is some good shit.
Dude, I like Night Ren's comments just now, JD or Jose, you put up there.
Yeah, Night Ren commented in the chat. He's like, I don't care about end goals. I just like toys, and I'll pick what I want to pick up, and the rest I'll leave.
Dude, it's the most empowering feeling in the world when you don't feel obligated to buy all 3 Seekers every time they're released. You know what I mean? And like, you don't feel the need to have all of one thing. It takes away that obligation piece. I agree with that. I like that perspective.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of sticks in my craw about it is, like, as a kid, I was never able to complete a collection, and it's not that I wanted to complete it, but there were definitely ones that I wanted, right? And you never got them, and you just kind of want to see them all. And here I am. I've talked about this in the past, right? The MP. Well, we've been doing this since what, 2010, 11, whatever.
11, 12.
It's been a long time, and I just make them, man. Just make them so I can finish and I can see it, and then I can get rid of it and move on with my life.
Yeah, like I'm a completist. I'm a completist at heart, and but that doesn't stop me or doesn't deter me from collecting toys if they don't complete a line. There's so many toy lines that I've gotten into that they haven't completed, and I'm not salty about it. I don't I'm kind of like I'll have my moment and upset that they just they don't finish it, but it's not like I'm not going to stop collecting other toys or go or pick up another line that's doing it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think don't put a bad light on completists because the fact that you feel like they think they're obligated to buy everything. It's just completing a set for me.
No. Who said a bad light? It wasn't a bad light at all.
You did, Gary.
No one said that. You said that about yourself.
You said it, Gary.
I said that I like just buying the toys.
It's nice that you don't have to feel obligated.
Yeah,
it's not. You said it, Gary. You said not nice to feel that obligated. So what are you telling me? You're telling me that I just purchase shit because I feel obligated to it?
I don't know. Do you? You can answer that question. I can answer that question.
But that's what you're saying.
He said like it just feels nice not to have to be a completionist. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being a completionist.
Do you want all those Power Rangers? That's great if you do. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you buy every single one because you have 4 of them already and there's 3 more out there, then that's your choice. That's your choice. That's all.
So like I'm in between that, right? So I have that completist mindset, but at the same token, like especially with Transformers, I've learned not to like just jump on the next thing that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm waiting. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna
see. Sorry.
Just kidding. You're making a joke, but did I buy the 3 Seekers? Did I replace them all? I just bought the one because I felt that my Starscream was shitty, and I kept my 2 Masterpiece ones.
So I don't think that's what.
On that,
I don't think that's what Anton's point was, though, buddy.
No, we're talking about something else now.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
So
We segued. We've segued.
I know.
But Dom, I feel like we need to explore it. Why did you take offense to what Gary said, though?
Yeah,
Because Gary's
why
saying it. He knows what he said, dude.
No, why do you think that?
Well,
Dude.
are you feeling something about being a complete
Dude,
in the way
no,
that you feel like you might be mad
because
about?
what Gary said, he feels like we're obligated. It's a load off. It's not. I don't feel that way, Gary.
Don't you feel a certain sort of obligation that when you are doing a certain line that you got to get them all?
No, not at all, dude.
He got angry.
How many Mythic Legions you got, bro? And not to steer it in that direction, but you got them all.
So what? If I go buy
Transformers
every single toy that that's out there that I like, I buy it all because I like it, and I feel because I feel obligated to. I buy it because I buy it all because I like it.
So you don't feel the sense of obligation, but you are being a completionist, just that you are collecting.
But so I'm telling Gary, it's not about obligation.
But his comment didn't
attacking you
about anybody that feels obligated. Though.
Yeah,
So
I didn't.
Wait, one person at a time. I didn't hear Jose say.
Gary's comment about not having to feel obligated sort of feels good was not a knock on people that are completionists.
Correct.
Nobody took
Not at all.
except you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, well, that's Gary's.
That's in the back of your head, and you're thinking about it, and you're probably
that's Gary's point, dude. Come on, Jose. Let's not hide for the fact that Gary doesn't agree to being completionist. Like he's always on his soapbox, barking about how you fucking buy one toy of this, one toy of that, one toy of this, one toy of that. I'm fucking special because I can do this.
Listen,
You.
listen. No soapbox.
Wow.
And I've been burned before. The whole reason.
Dude, I see your post, Gary. Believe me, I see your post.
My post.
Those negative posts that you put up so many times. I tell you. I'm just fucking with you, Gary. I know. Guy does nothing but put fucking positive posts out there. All the fucking times get sickening.
So let me ask you guys something, right? So essentially everything that we collect, is there an end title to any of it? No. Right? So I feel that companies should, like, for how Takara came out, they started numbering their figures. They should have came out with a list, maybe let you know what the fuck's coming out next. That way you could keep up with that list and mark them off, right? That's being a completionist. Can you say that there's something out there that went from the first toy to the last and you have the entire collection of it?
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Whatever toy they made, yeah. Like if they made a toy, I have toy lines that I've gotten all of them. But if it was off a fiction that like they didn't make certain characters from that fiction, there's never a toy line that has made it all. Like
Actually,
never.
The Masters Universe Classics hit classics versions of all of the 80s toys before Mattel retired that line.
Did they? Can you say that they made it all, or
they did? They made for a classic.
But the interview I watched, they didn't admit that they said they made it all. There was a couple of things that they could have made.
No,
I watched that interview.
All the toys like that they had in the 80s, not the prototypes and not the Filmation like cartoon stuff. I'm saying they made a classics version of all the toys.
All the toys, yeah. Whatever toys came out, yeah. But not whatever if there was a character rendition, they might have failed to make that character in the show through their classics line.
So if we're talking the end game here, I'm gonna pull a Domism and say, if you have an end game, you're not a true collector.
There you go. JD. Get with absolutes, baby, because only Sith deal in absolutes. And that's where fucking Star Wars is going. Hell, Sith. There's so much more.
Only Disney.
Fuck Jedi.
Only Disney deals in absolutes.
Yes, only Disney does, and I'm fucking for the mouse, man. Yeah. I love that mouse. But no, I think in regards to what Dave first brought up, I think just the constant changing, the flux that Transformers have just brings all that kind of opinions and hatred towards other lines that people might be into, or other factions that Transformers has gotten into, or even between fucking Toon and Toy. It's just it's a battle.
I think we could eliminate a lot of that negativity if people would focus on their childhood crushes a little bit more. Yeah, we had a topic that came up in one of the chats where there's some critiques about someone. I'm going to leave her nameless, but I'm going to totally ask her a random question. But what? And I'd like to hear from the chat also in terms of your current celebrity crush that you would still very much like to meet and hang out with, maybe go on a date with, or do whatever else that you remember from being when you're younger.
Oh, and Gary, I'm with you. Like when you name dropped that particular woman in the chat, like I didn't recognize her by name, but then once I did a quick Google search, I'm like, oh yeah, no doubt.
Right?
Why not?
Why is he afraid to say her name now?
Oh, we can say her name, Elizabeth Shue. Oh,
I was about to say, are you talking about going on an adventure? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
So we going down the line. Who's your crush?
So I'll say my two because she is one of mine.
Gary's watching The Boys.
I know one of them at least, and I think.
And you know the other one, Jose. You know who I'm going to come back to. I met her in 2011, and we shared a moment in the city of Chicago. And I didn't have enough game to have anything happen back when I was single, but I would.
I don't have enough game, bro.
Come on, chat squad. Let us know. Sam threw his answer. Let me highlight him. Maybe just some sparks of combo. What do you think of this one?
Sam says that one. That's his childhood crush. How
it can't be childhood.
Yeah, Sam, you gotta
Sam's first answer was Sonny Bono.
Yeah,
dig a little back, Sam.
You gotta go
Mine's no longer with us. So,
who was that?
Who'd that be?
Carrie Fisher.
That's a good one, man.
I thought you were gonna say Whitney Houston.
What's it? Interesting. Okay.
She can sing.
Okay, was it the slave outfit that did it, JG?
I was just gonna ask him the same question.
No. I mean, A New Hope. I mean, the Return of the Jedi was just a bonus.
Interesting.
All
right. Sam's got another good one. April from the Turtles movie.
Oh yeah, I don't know who that is.
I can get behind that. That's a good one.
So is it Judith Hogue?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, the fuck did you remember that, or did you Google that?
No.
Dude, that scene where they're in the farmhouse and Casey Jones is giving her that massage.
Yep.
That's something going on.
Dude,
there.
Yeah.
Eric is right. She has, I don't know what magic elixir she's got going on, but she is aging incredibly well.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh got a good one in there.
See?
Yes.
See me, I was a Jennifer Love Hewitt kind of dude.
Oh, yes.
That girl next door with the big tits. That would be like
Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn. Like that's
she was hot in that movie.
Yeah, who's this over here? I'm gonna have to Google this one. She's not coming to mind.
I don't know who Debbie Gibson is.
Who's that?
You don't know Debbie Gibson?
Pop star.
Dude, yes.
Ooh.
Yes. She and Tiffany used to sing
in my dreams.
The concerts. And went by Deborah.
Debbie did a couple centerfolds too, if I remember
Only in
correctly.
my dreams. Come on, dude. Debbie Gibson was the
She
shit.
was on Celebrity Apprentice, which Tia Carrere was also on one season, by the way. Just so you know, that was my Chicago crush.
Yeah, Tia Carrere, bro. Showdown in Little Tokyo. That's all I gotta say. Let's track that movie down.
Yep.
Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren. Track it down. She was in that. Track it down.
She's also an episode of MacGyver, and obviously Wayne's World, and then True Lies. So,
I don't know, man. She never really did it for me.
but I'm not stalking.
No.
Nope.
Why, Dave?
There were girls like that in my neighborhood, bro. My neighborhood.
So who was it for you, Dave? You haven't shared yet.
I did. I said Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, you did say that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a little. That's a little longer. Like that's like in the 90s,
That's the 90s.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I to this day I still have a thing for Liv Tyler. I just think she's
Liv
so
Tyler.
innocent
What-
looking, and I just when I saw her in Lord of the Rings, I think I caught her hard on during that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like her in like that music video from Bon Jovi? Was it?
No, that was with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, that's Alicia Silverstone, and she was in it too. Liv
Yeah,
Tyler was in
yeah.
it. She was the friend.
Alicia Silverstone, who went on to play the mom in the most recent Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, right? Isn't that crazy?
Mm.
What else is the chat saying? I like the guy.
Yeah, be careful though, because
I like Paul Abdul. I remember Paul Abdul. Oh God,
straight up video in
straight
black and
up,
white.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jamie Presley, another one from Josh, Pam Grier. Let's see. I don't know. Some of these they're not coming to mind. Just reading their names.
Who's the
Kate Beckinsale? Yes.
Who's the girl that played in
Jenna Jameson.
the Armadillos? What's that? Necessary Roughness. What's the model that played in Unnecessary Roughness from the Armadillos?
It's
Who's
not
the girl?
Uma Thurman. She was in Johnny Be Good.
There was a girl. There was a model. I forgot what the fucking model's name was. Come on,
Paul
Chat
said
Squad.
Jelly LeBrock. I think he means Kelly.
Kelly LeBrock. Yeah. Weird Science.
Oh yeah. I kind of dug her back in the day.
Weird Science.
So she married.
She was in that Steven Seagal movie, Hard to Kill, right?
Yeah,
Nina
they were
Hartley
married.
taught me how to eat pussy.
What?
Nina
what?
Hartley.
Yeah. What about her?
She taught me how to eat pussy.
So who you?
Yeah. There's
I
a
saw
video
that,
out there.
I
Watch
saw
it.
that instructional video. Too.
It worked.
Twice married. Twice, right? Yeah, Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Tiffany Amber. Yeah.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Catherine Ireland.
The other one though, I like Leia Remini on that though. I think
Dude,
that
I
was,
loved Leia Remini. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Before she went crazy on Scientology, and then back out of it, and then back out of it.
She became one of those for
Do
real.
yeah, for briefly, but then she kind of talked about this. But do you remember when she was on? Yeah, the summer years, right? Her father owned the club.
Yep.
Leon R.O.C's daughter, and Zach dated her for the summer. God, I'm so old. It's ridiculous. I got
Yeah, that was when they were working at the beach or whatever.
Beach house,
Yeah.
the beach club.
yeah.
Who's the girl that played in the Wonder Years?
Oh, Winnie Cooper.
Oh, dude, fuck Wendy Cooper.
She's a math PhD.
Dude, Kevin's older sister. I kind of had a crush on.
Winnie Cooper. She was on Big Bang Theory a couple episodes. She's very pretty these days.
Very pretty.
I won't say I had a crush on her, but if you see the adult Punky Brewster, Soleil Fry, she just had a birthday. I saw like one of those, hey, happy birthday on the internet.
Yeah, but
Yo, you were right, fucking JD. You said that last night on the show.
What?
I could see Gary.
Yeah, the Punky Brewster. Yeah.
No, not then. I'm saying adult real life.
Shoot. That doesn't count, Gary. You can't like a girl
I already
like
said
what
my
she looks
picks.
now than what you look.
I already said
before.
my picks.
I don't know if it was
Okay.
Bobby Knights, but Julianne Moore to this day. I see that bitch and I'm still, oh man.
Who's the girl that played in like that
Pale,
Bruce Willis?
that pale skin with that fucking red hair.
That's what Dave like. That's what Dave like.
Who was the actress from Commando? Do you remember her name?
Alyssa Milano.
No.
Ray Dong Chong.
Yes, Ray Dong Chong.
Freckles.
That was good. What about like sports people? Like I always had it big for Martina Hingis. You're in tennis. You guys ever watch girls tennis? Something.
That's
Topanga. Kenneth, I'm down with that too. Topanga.
Hey, if
Who's
you
the girl? Who's the girl in Blind Date that played with next to Bruce Willis?
That was
What's
Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
she was cute. I love that. She was hot in that movie.
You picked that movie instead of like the '89 Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Nah.
she was hot in that movie in Blind Date.
in 89 Batman, all she did was scream.
Yeah. In Blind Date, she was drunk and sloppy. The way I like
That's a good point, Dom. Dom's got a good point.
I think that's a good way to kill the toxicity and the guys. Anybody listening, the next person to talk shit about a transformer, just start putting fucking screenshots of your favorite fucking
Childhood crush.
It'll kill it quick.
Yep. Exactly.
That's amazing.
Anybody else? Hillary from Fresh Prince? She was all right.
Oh, she was hot. She was hot.
Yeah.
She was hot.
In Major Pain, I wanted that bitch when she was in Major Pain. Remember that?
Remember that Kid and Play movie? The Kid and Play with when they switched, like when the dude was smart, one was like the hood dude, and they sort of like switched roles.
Class act, yeah.
All right, so one of their girlfriends, the Dick Black girl, was fucking banging. I don't know her name, never seen her in anything else, but I remember watching that movie a lot as a kid, and that was always the girl I felt the most in that flick. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Oh my god, now I'm drawing a blank too. She was teenager in Moving with Richard Pryor, and then she was with Damon Wayans in Mo Money.
Holy shit!
What? She has really pretty eyes, light skin. Oh my god, why am I drawing a blank?
Give it a minute. Josh will answer.
She was also in the Clueless. She was one of the Alicia Silverstone's friends in that. God, it's just gonna bug me now.
Gordon
Ash,
Christina Applegate, Kelly Bundy, was that her name? Kelly Bundy.
Well, that was
Yo, Christina Applegate is on there's a show I think on Netflix or HBO, one of the two that I watch, and she's doing pretty well. I think she's nominated for an Emmy.
Stacey Dash.
That's who it is. Thank you. That's who it was. You beat me to it.
Dash.
Stacey Dash.
Yep, that was who I was talking about.
Told you, Josh will get it.
Yeah. I was about to resort to Google.
Google.
Josh is my Google.
Does anyone like Topanga?
Topanga, yeah.
Boy Meets World.
I already said that.
Yeah, we said that.
Did you say that already?
She's nice.
Just checking.
She's nice. All right, so let's just wrap on that. You know what? I think this new format here doesn't allow for more than what we have here on the panel. So we'll start up a Google Hangouts room. Throw the link out in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group for anybody that wants to come along and hang out with us and continue this conversation. But as far as our first night here on Breaking the Mold using this new format, I think it worked out pretty well, guys. I'm kind of digging it. I'm digging it. Dom, you got to put another hamster on your wheel, though, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, why?
Now you were skipping in the beginning and stuff like that. Like your video, we heard you, but your video was a little choppy. See, look right now, you look like Max Headroom. Do that. Let me bring you up. Do that.
Don't feel obligated to spend your toy money on hardware upgrades. That's all.
Gary, you gotta stop judging me, man. You gotta stop the way I do shit, okay, buddy? Jesus Christ. You go collect your one piece per toy line, and I hope you finish it.
All right. Well, with that, let's run it down the line, get some where you at. So, Brian Brink, I'll start with you, brother.
You can find me, Brian Brink, in the Facebook groups, at Brinkalizer on Instagram, and no figure banging this week. So we'll see you next week for that, I guess. And that's all.
All right.
And NJCC in 2 weeks, right, Brian? You're going to be there?
God, is it 2 weeks now?
Well, 2 weeks from this Sunday. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, just under 2 weeks.
Or no, it's 1 week from Sunday.
It's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
Is it 1 week from Sunday?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah,
a week from this Sunday.
Yeah. See?
We're right there.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit creeps up.
Uh-oh.
All right, Big Dom.
You can find me here Tuesday nights with these guys, and on the groups, Dominic Grasso. I don't post that much because my mama told me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Wow. Here he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, JD.
You can find me Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live. Every Tuesday night here with these fellas, and Wednesday nights, every other Wednesday on Figure Banging. And as Brian said, no new show this week. And
Next week.
Yep. And we'll be at NJCC, so
Awesome.
come buy some toys.
Buy lots of toys.
Buy lots of toys.
All right.
Oh, yeah, okay.
G Money.
Gary on the Facebook groups, and I'm going to make the drive down to NJCC as well. It's a one-day show on Sunday, but come hang out either during the day there, or I think some of us might go down the Saturday before. I'm not coordinating dinner, but it's if you're in the area, come. Did you say pizza?
Yeah.
No, we got to do those peanut butter and jelly,
Oh, burgers, right?
that bacon cheeseburger.
Just did
let's
dinner again, didn't you?
let's choose the other location, Gary, this time.
We should try, right? It was like,
Hey, which hotel are you staying at? The Garden Inn?
no, I was just gonna do the where the show's at, right? Was it the Holiday Inn?
It's like $30 more expensive than it was last time, or more. I don't know what's going on with that hotel. It's fucking crazy with the prices. But all right.
Cool. All right. Energon Addict.
You can find me on Instagram, Energon Addict, and find me here on Tuesdays. Thanks for watching.
What you doing over there? You look like you're rolling. What are you doing?
Oh, no. I'm playing with something. Not really.
Had you all highlighted and shit. Okay.
I like that shirt, Dave. That's a good shirt, man.
Yeah, that's a good shirt.
Show it off. Hans!
The band symbol instead. It's Hans.
Yep.
77, that was a good year.
Sure was.
Sure was.
Not as good as 75.
I wasn't around yet. I wasn't. All right, guys. That's for myself all over social media. Harrican BX, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. Catch me here every single Tuesday night with these gentlemen. But we'll have to talk about that. And Verbally Challenged with Harrican BX on all audio platforms. Before we head out, remember we have a website, realmofcollectors.com. Follow us on Facebook, where there's a group, Realm of Collectors. Answer the questions. We'll let you in. Come hang out with us there. And check us out on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. Don't forget Crashbox Customs on social media for all your Mezco and diorama needs. If you mention the word Realm when placing an order, you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. Don't forget to check out the rest of the shows on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. You know, you got Into the Realm on Mondays, Figure Banging, as these guys said, every other Wednesday night, and MPSB Theater on Friday nights around 9-ish with Nick Brammer and the rest of that crew. And, of course, the rest of the shows on the Cool Table Network. As we said, Into the Realm, this show, Breaking the Mold, Plastic Fanatic, Shattercast Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolts is 40K, Stasis Lock 8 weeks building up to it, and Verbally Challenged. Fresh Communication. You can find the Cool Table on Facebook along with links to all those other awesome podcasts. So that does it for us this week, guys. We'll see you next week. And look out in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group for the Hangout link. All right? We'll see you guys next week.
Nice. Turtles. Very nice job.
Hi. See
I
ya.
like turtles.
Cue awesome outro.